Welcome back. Asking for time estimates or questioning why an aspect of the project is delayed can be a difficult conversation. That's why practicing empathy is so important when negotiating and when communicating in general. Empathy is the ability to understand and feel what others are feeling. It's when you make the effort to imagine yourself in the other person's position and experience things from their perspective. Approaching a conversation with empathy can make the discussion much easier. You've learned about how to bring empathy into project management in general, including being present, listening, and asking questions. In this video, we'll discuss how you can bring empathy to conversations about task estimates and timelines. Asking questions about how long a task will take can make some people feel insecure. They might feel like you don't trust them, that you think they're not competent, that you believe you know more than they do about their own work, and so on. Have you ever felt like someone didn't trust you or questioned your ability to complete your work? Even when you're just trying to get a clear understanding of a task you don't understand, asking questions without empathy can leave team members with the sense that you're micromanaging them. Micromanaging is when a manager too closely observes, controls, or continuously reminds the people they're managing of the work they've been assigned. This has a negative impact because it demonstrates the manager's lack of trust and confidence in the people they oversee. There are several ways you can bring empathy to your conversations. One way is to listen with curiosity. Ask questions to demonstrate your interest in what people have to say. Rather than making assumptions or suggestions, start the conversation with a question. For example, you might ask the person how long a particular task took them on a previous project, rather than suggesting a time frame to complete a similar task. Another way to show empathy is to periodically repeat what you think the other person said. Noticing you restate their message in your own words will encourage them to confirm their intent and will ensure you understand what they're communicating. It might also help them view the issues you're discussing from a different perspective. You can also demonstrate empathy by trying to connect with their experience. Let the person know that you understand that making estimations can be difficult for anyone, yourself included. You might share a time on a project when you struggled with making a time estimate for a task, or misestimated it altogether. Make it clear that you know they want to do the best job possible and you want to support them. Practicing empathy also means you're able to recognize your own judgments. Acknowledge to yourself if you're making internal judgments about the person you're communicating with, like if you're having doubts about their work quality, for example. Then find ways to view the situation more compassionately. Even if you don't speak your judgments aloud, people are very good at reading body language and facial expressions and interpreting the tone of others. Try to put yourself in the other person's position and find out about any barriers they might be facing. Another strategy for practicing empathy is recognizing buffering. A team member might add a buffer to their time estimate for a task without communicating why they added the buffer. Ask them upfront if they've included a buffer to account for holidays, sickness, childcare, or emergencies. This can demonstrate your empathy for their situation and can also help you get a more accurate estimate. Encourage them to open up about this extra buffer by assuring them that you want an honest answer, even if it's not ideal. And finally, in order to effectively employ all of these strategies for practicing empathy in your conversations, you need to be able to fully focus on what the other person is communicating. This means avoiding distractions. Putting your phone on silent, not looking at phone notifications or texting, and closing your laptop are some ways to show the person that you're giving them your undivided attention and that what they're sharing is important to you. Let's do a quick review. Empathy is the ability to understand and feel what others are feeling. Some tips for bringing empathy to your conversations are: listen with curiosity, repeat what you think you heard, connect with their experience, recognize judgments, recognize buffering, and avoid distractions. Excellent. Consider these tips for practicing empathy in the upcoming activity. Then I'll meet you in the next video to recap everything we've covered thus far.